Welcome back, YouTube. Today we're going to be doing the Ruins of Acaroth. We got 5 points into archery, barracks, mage, random fire, reinforcements, 3 into artillery. So, Ruins of Acaroth is the first of 2 standalone elite levels. There is a mini boss fight at the ends, 20 waves, so full length there, and it is pretty challenging. At least for a campaign, it is pretty challenging. I would start off and put a level 3 mage tower in that top center area. Have Geralt over on the right, and on the left we have our archer towers. So far we've got 4 level 1 archer towers by wave 2, 2 level 2 mage towers in the back. We're introduced to a few new enemies, including a forest troll, which is like a super troll. Massive giant troll, tons of HP, lots of HP generation. Early on, we're just going to kind of want to evenly distribute our magic and archer towers. Upgrade the ones in the back first, and then the ones in the front. Other than that, level 3 mage tower can kind of be just level 1. We want the DPS to chip these guys down. It is a pretty large map. A lot of room for enemies to run, kind of walk the gauntlet. I like Geralt over on that top right-hand side for now. You get the armor trolls you can see on wave 5. And you do need enough DPS though to deal with all these wolves that come out. They will Zerg you down if you're not careful. Doing a little bit of microing with the Geralt. And I was tempted to use the Rain of Fire, but I'm glad it did not. You can see 2 more level 3 mage towers in that back center area, trying to hit all the guys as they come by. More trolls now. Just make sure you have enough DPS to deal with them. Geralt can kind of be wherever he wants. I would recommend right now getting him on top of these tribal warriors because you do not want them healing the tanky guys. So we're going to try to isolate them with our reinforcements. And we're ignoring the trolls and the armor guys, just letting them walk because we know that the mage towers will chip them down. Lots of wolves now. On the right-hand side, wave 8, we're going to be putting a Tesla coil tower where Geralt is standing. We're not going to rush it. It's not important to rush it, but it is going to be a very important tower later on. Again, more tribal warriors. Go ahead and move Geralt up and isolate these guys. It's very important they don't stack on top of the tanky guys, because if they do, they will definitely make their way to the ends. I've lost multiple runs to these guys just when they were getting piled up. See the bottom mage tower there, we're getting a level 4 elemental. It does really good work against those guys, but you just can't let them heal. Another elemental on that top center. These are going to be very important towers later on. Something I didn't mention previously during the campaigns is that the elemental tower, the polymorph ability, it will turn things into sheep, either the flying sheep if it's a flying enemy, or a normal sheep if it is a ground enemy. You can actually click on the enemies, like spam click on them or tap, and it will pop the sheep. Kind of like in the other levels where the sheep just kind of standing around the map, sort of just like random things you can click on for fun. Well, you can click on the sheep and it will actually kill them. I think there was one time early on where I actually dropped a rain of fire on a sheep that made it past my towers. I could have just clicked on it. I had no idea. So I'll be doing that a little bit here. Polymorph will become very, very relevant. So we can see level 4 Elven Archer in the back. Got a level 2 artillery tower on that right hand side. And we also get introduced to these bombardier guys. Low amounts of health and armor, but they do explosive damage. You can use Geralt to kind of walk them back, plop your reinforcements on top of them. Just don't let him snipe your barracks. And the forest trolls I was talking about, these guys are scary, and we'll be seeing a lot more of them later on in the waves. But fortunately for us, there are just so many one-shotty abilities that we'll be invested into that they kind of become a non-issue. They're too slow to really pose much of a threat, and we'll be getting a lot of polymorph upgrades in the Death Ray Tower. We'll even see a little bit of the Sharpshooter Tower. So we just stall them out a bit. You can see Geralt does a really good job at that. He's actually really good on this level. I think I spam clicked and killed off that sheep there before it made its way past. But I did end up having to drop a Rain of Fire. Okay, yep, see, turned into a sheep right there. I can spam click it to death. Now would be a good time to max out your polymorph ability, at least on that back elemental tower. It's going to be super good against these trolls. I believe a fully maxed polymorph is something like a 14-second cooldown. And by wave 14, we have our Tesla Coil on that right-hand side. You can see doing mad damage. Once you get your Tesla Coil, I would just go ahead and get the upgrades as fast as possible, because a fully upgraded Tesla Tower is really, really powerful. And you can also see we're doing the same thing on that left-hand side. We're going to slowly get a Tesla Tower. Another enemy, the Warg Riders. These guys, it's kind of cool because it's high magic resist on the Warg Riders. Then when it dismounts, it becomes high armor, but low magic resist. No magic resist, high armor. So it's a hybrid unit. Pretty cool unit. Again, doing the same trick here, killing off these tribal guys, letting the riders kind of walk the gauntlet. Thanks to this Tesla Coil, they're all taking a ton of damage before they get past it. Super nice. Definitely prioritize these tribal people. If they're allowed to heal the riders, you're in for a world of hurt. Probably forced to drop a Rain of Fire. More riders now coming from that right-hand side. You'll see a lot of them. And I have 5 Elven Archer Towers on wave 16 and a Sharpshooter Tower on the back. We're a little bit concerned we're going to have to drop a Rain of Fire on that bottom section. Killed off most of them. And then the troll, I believe, will just get polymorphed. Oh, no, it actually died that time normally. Most of the time, it has so much health that it just refreshes the cooldown on your polymorph and eventually gets polymorphed. It's pretty easy to stall out until your special ability comes back on cooldown. And we're getting a Barbarian Tower on that left-hand side. So the idea is they run the gauntlet, Barbarians stall them out, they're taking Elven Archer damage and Tesla Coil damage. That central Mage Tower, we're getting a teleportation in. And then we have the Paladin Tower, Holy Order Tower on that right-hand side. So 2 choke points. In the center area, we're just letting them kind of run the gauntlet. We also have an Elemental Golem on that bottom Elemental Tower. At this point, we are approaching the end game, so I would just focus on your one-shotty abilities. Make sure you max out your polymorphs in your Death Ray Zapping Tower. Very important against these forest trolls. Your Tesla Coil Towers should also be maxed out. Geralt can kind of be where he needs to be. Right now he's over on the left-hand side, but I do rotate him around quite a bit. You will definitely be using him against the boss, though. And the boss comes out on the right-hand side. So wave 20, be ready for that. Holy Order, I believe I do put points into the healing, and I think they do the heavy armor as well. but I do not touch the attack bonus. I don't think it is particularly good most of the time. You just want your paladins to stall for as long as possible. And you're not really concerned about how much damage the paladins do because, let's be honest, they're never going to do a ton of damage relative to your other towers. You just want them to stall. And here we go, almost wave 20. Boss is going to show up in a second. All right. So, boss, his name is Gol Thok. And that sounds familiar. It's a throwback to the name Gul'dan from World of Warcraft. You World of Warcraft fans out there, go ahead and have your Geralt. Well, he's standing in the center right now. You could be stalling out the boss if he wants to. In the center area, we have a parade of trolls. Between Geralt and the reinforcements, we are able to stall out until the polymorph and mage tower can kill them off. The boss does have the ability to heal his allies, so try to isolate him as much as possible. You don't want him healing a large group of allies like he currently is. But we're going to drop a rain of fire there, kill off all those trolls. Otherwise, that would be a nightmare, them getting too deep in our lines. But you can see between the elemental tower weakening him and the elven archer towers, he is taking mad damage. And that is about it for him. Boom. Mopping up the last few enemies on that left-hand side. Moving Geralt over there. They're about to go down. The level doesn't end until everything is dead. And there we go. 3 stars, 20 lives. Veteran mode. That'll be it for this level. Thank you guys for watching.